Far Cry 5 got released the other day, and it's an all-new chapter in the Far Cry universe. You start off in the modern-day America, to be more precise, in Montana, where you go in as the deputy sheriff to try and arrest somebody, which is the leader of this cult that's been wreaking havoc all over the land. Needless to say, things don't go according to plan, and your company get captured by the cult leader after some drugs being used on you. You eventually do break free of the yoke of the cult, and it's up to you to save all your friends and save Montana, because this cult means business. Now, when it comes down to Far Cry universe, I think this has to be one of the most boring games I've played in my entire life. It's just nothing whatsoever. It's a copy-paste copy from Far Cry 3 to Far Cry 4 and this one. There's the same thing over and over again, but with less weapons, less animals, less variety, and less terrain for you to have fun with. Now, that being said, it's not a bad game. You know, I played much worse games out there from AAA companies making all sorts of copy and paste from other games that they've done before. And to be honest, I mean, there's a little bit of fun to be had in it. There's all sorts of weird weapons. There's some sort of alien weapon that you can use to sort of blast people in the air with. And overall, you can just have a little bit of fun with. I mean, it's a new entry into the franchise, Far Cry 5. There's not really a lot of games out there, so you can still have yourself a little fun. And then explosions, bro. That's basically what it is. It's just going in and just getting the max that you can out of this game, and obviously using that alien weapon technology is key in order for you to have fun. Sure, I would love to have the harpoon gun that Herc had in the previous game in Far Cry 4. That could have been maybe fun, but look at that. That means just amazing. You can't do that in every single game that you play, so obviously, you know, things could have turned a little bit better, but it's all there for you. You know, you can go in stealth, you can go in and assassinate people from rooftops, you can jump down from a plane, you can fly a helicopter. You know, it's all going to be there. It's just fun and games. It's just for you to get in and just buy the game and enjoy it too, however you want. Like, I mean, you can play this on hard and go full stealth, and then once the game is over, you can start a game plus, and the amount of fun you can have in the game basically doubles because you're starting all over again. Like, I like to kid around now and then. I mean, obviously, it's an amazing game. I mean, if I come to think of it, really, what do I compare this game with? I mean, Red Dead Redemption. You know, Red Dead Redemption was one of the all-time cult classics, one of the best games out there. We're definitely waiting for it to come out this year, but you just can't go wrong with Far Cry 5. You definitely need to buy this. This is like Game of the Year material. There's just so much possibilities in this game and so much fun that you can have in this game that there's just no way. I mean, I don't even need to sell the game to you, so you can buy it. Obviously, link in the description where you can buy it with a reference, so I can make 30 cents while you purchasing the game, obviously. But you're definitely buying this game. I mean, there's just no need for me to try and sell it to you. It sells itself. The freedom, the big open world, the amount of things that you can find in the wild, the factions, the liberations, the outposts, you know, the climbing of towers, you know, all that sort of stuff, it's there. Plus, on top of that, you're going to have helicopter sort of gunships that they come in with a gun, with a turret and everything, that you can start shooting stuff. You don't even have to come down and be stealthy about it if you want to in the outpost. When you go and capture them, you can actually do it from inside of a plane that basically has almost unlimited ammo. You still need to buy some rockets from time to time, but really you never run out of ammo. So if you're talking about sort of fun, this is it, man. This is the most fun that you can have, so there's no need for me to try and persuade you to buy this game. You should, because this is one of the best Far Cry games I've ever played in my entire life. So you may ask yourself, what is the verdict? What is the final verdict of the game? Well, to be completely honest, well, the multiplayer, there's not really there. I mean, there is some sort of multiplayer to it in the co-op and things like that, but again, a Far Cry universe, you're not really going into the multiplayer. I remember Far Cry 4 having a 5v5 sort of multiplayer, but there was nothing really, anything to be bragging all about. You don't go into these games for the multiplayer anyway. To me personally, it just felt like a bit of the same. It didn't really change. It didn't really bring anything new to the table. In fact, it brought less to the table than I played in previous games in the previous years. It just felt like the same recycled game over and over again, just like Assassin's Creed and some of the other titles that Ubisoft are trying to make them every year or every other 2 years, because they need to take a break for it, because they can't just milk it every year, because everybody says, well, hold on a minute, from Far Cry 4, you basically copied and pasted the map into Far Cry Primal without even changing the river layout. The river layout was the same in Far Cry 4 as in Far Cry Primal, because you basically copied the map and the same location, the same mountains, and everything was just similar. Some guy on Reddit actually put them together side by side, and it was just 100% right. There is just no reason whatsoever for me to buy this game for $60 or even worse, 60 euros in EU, when I could just wait for it for a couple of months and it'd probably be $19.99 not long down the line, because that's what probably the game is worth. There's just nothing in the game to keep me interesting. There wasn't anything in the game to keep me engaged. I didn't feel a moment in there that it had a bit of a sparkle to it like you had in Far Cry 2 or Far Cry 3. I can remember certain scenes from those games that just made them memorable, that made them, yep, that was worth it. That one moment, that one couple of minutes of the game that I've done something, they're definitely worth my time and worth my money to try and do that. Overall, I think Far Cry 5 is not really anything special. It's something that, if you have nothing else to play and you do have some money that you just want to throw out the window, then go ahead and just do that, buy it. But I would rather wait for a sale and pick it up later down the line, because this is definitely not worth 60 bucks. And you're just encouraging more microtransactions and more bullshit from Ubisoft to keep making the same garbage over and over again. So final score for the game, 9 out of 10, would bang.